It's almost Christmas, and you know what time it is. Time to make some gifts. And as you know, we love Gnome, so everybody's getting Gnome ornaments for Christmas this year. And I started out by, this is the xTool creative space software that I'm using here with the xTool S1, and it's really a wonderful machine. So what I'm going to start out is just, I bought these files on Sofancy. I'll show you in a second. But I'm just going to go through and I imported them. I had to make an extra layer. There were 3-layer files. I added a 4th outline. I thought it would look nicer. And I got them all set up on the sheet to start engraving and cutting here. So you can see it's easy to apply the settings and stuff. And then with the S1, you just have to mark the sheet size. So there's the first one. You move it and then you pull it down and over. And actually I'm going to be 3D printing a handle on this thing. This is kind of a pain to use because every once in a while I knock that little side sensor off. But you just move it to the other corner and you hit the button and that's it. You've got your sheet size set up. You can see that green line came up to show I was within that. And then you just go through and you send it to the machine. It's really easy software to use. I'm pretty amazed. I like this better than Lightburn now. And I'm using this xTool filter for inside. It works fantastic. You know how my wife is sensitive to smells and stuff. And it does a really good job of removing most of it. And this machine actually does a good job at, getting it out to the filter. So here's that Sofancy site that I buy all my artworks on. And you can see they actually had the artwork bundle I bought, and it was on sale $3 for the 9 ornament files. And they usually have really good files. It's made to make from 3 different color plywoods, but I decided to do all from basswood plywood and then just paint it. Now another use I'm found for this S1 is to cut some templates. I had to install some of these outlets, and you can see I just cut a template I can hold up to the wall and use that to get a real accurate cutout for the box. So these lasers are really handy to have, and they don't take long to draw stuff up. So now I'm going back and I've got that first sheet all, the engraving done on it and starting to cut it. You can actually see how when you start engraving on basswood plywood on one side, it does bow up a little bit. And that does throw the focus off of the laser, but it does not affect the cut quality on this machine. So that's a good thing. It really does a nice job. And the software kind of shows you how long you've been working on it, but doesn't tell you how much to go. That would be nice if they added that. And if I messed up, I left the date off that one, but I'm not going to worry about it. So there's my first sheet cut out. And as I said, I'm going to wind up painting them. I'll show you in a second. But the machine does a great job, and the best part about it is it's so safe. You don't have to worry about glasses with it, and also the fumes are, really extracted good. There's nothing out in the room. So let's do another batch of them, and I'm just going to import them to the Creative Space software, and then you can go back through and you can also frame once you get your area set up to see where it's going to cut. Pretty much a standard item you do with a laser. And now I'm just going to send it out to the laser, and you can see at this page it shows you what you're going to be engraving and cutting. If you see a problem there, you can fix it. But I'll show you. I missed one, and I'll show you in a second how to go back and fix it. So again, you just send it to the machine, press the button on the machine, and there it goes. And you can see the fumes actually are really handled great with this. You can just watch them kind of flow through here through this cover. And the cover actually is a safety cover to protect your eyes also, so you don't have to worry about anybody else in the room. Well, there was my mess up. I had those 2 set on score and not cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to that sheet I just cut, and I'm going to ignore the ones that came out right. And then I'm going to go back and select the two that I had score and just switch them to cut. And using the 3mm basswood plywood settings from xTool, it cuts perfect. So you can see those two, I'm just going to go back and finish cutting them out. And as long as you haven't moved the sheet, you can do that. Go back and fix your mistakes. Once you move it, you're in trouble. So there's a couple more. And each of those 4 pieces is going to be one ornament in the end. Alright, so now I've got some more to fit on the sheet. And I just kind of framed it and then located them where I knew there wasn't another cutout. That's kind of where you miss a camera when you get into a thing like this, where you've got, you know, cutouts in the sheet and you have to miss them. But if you're careful and do a little figuring, it's not that bad. So again, you know, do the engraving first and then go back and start cutting them out. And beautiful cuts. And you can see, you know, really nice job. And I will tell you one thing, that this is the basswood plywood that was supplied from xTool, and it does cut a lot nicer than the other stuff that I wound up buying. I'll show you in a little while. Now, the one problem with this machine is to clean it out, there's no tray or anything to pull it out. You just have to take your slots out or your honeycomb out like that, then go back in there and try to clean it out. Otherwise, you can wind up with a fire in there if those little pieces catch fire. So this is really kind of a pain. I do have a riser base I've asked for coming, I think, and hopefully that solves it with a pull-out tray, but we'll see. So you got to clean it every once in a while, and the bottom of it's all full of a resin, and I'm going to just use 99% alcohol here to try to get most of that off. And then you have to let that dry, really evaporate really good before firing up the laser again. Otherwise you can have a big boom. And then when you put this back in, there is no location for it, so that's really kind of a, you know, they missed the boat there too. But I've got a 3D printer on the way, and I'm going to be 3D printing some parts to hold it in place and line it up so you can get repeatability between jobs. So now I'm going to go over, and I've got some of them cut there, and I'm going to start painting them. And we love these paint pens. We actually got them from my granddaughter a while back, and she loved using them. And they're for little jobs like this. They're just so easy to use, so precision, and they don't harden up or anything. I mean, these are almost a year old now, and they're still good. But you can see they do a really fantastic job for painting. And now I'm just going to try to decide what colors I'm going to use on which ornaments. And you can see each of the layers is going to have some color in different areas. So to use these paint pens, you just kind of have to shake them a little, push down on the tip, and then just use them like a marker. But it's actually a water-based paint. Now you can see they cover nice, they go on nice. I'll put a link to them down in the description too. Because they are really great for kids, and they're really great for old people like me too. Make it really easy to deal without, you know, going through and getting paintbrushes and different color paints out and washing them and stuff. So you can see just how easy it is to, you know, go through and paint the areas. These are all going to be glued together in the end, and I'll show you, you know, the fixture I made for aligning them and stuff. But now, you know, you can do it with 3 different color plywoods too, or 3 different color solid woods too, like, you know, they show when you buy it. But I decided I wanted to paint them up a little bit and, you know, make them different. So the first one I've got worked out there, and I'm just going to go through and try to work out the colors on all of them. And I'm kind of in between here because I'm waiting for a batch of plywood I ordered from Amazon to come, because I didn't want to use the birch that I have. The basswood cuts nicer for projects like this. So there's the you know, layers of the first couple of them that I cut done, and Amazon dropped off the plywood. I definitely wouldn't buy this one again. It's they're not quite flat and they don't cut as nice as the xTool. So I'm going to say if you're going to buy the basswood plywood that you want the best for the machine, go with the xTool. Now I did order a 3D printer for Black Friday sale, and there it is. And I'm going to be using that for some upgrades and fixes on these lasers that I've got. They all could use a little bit of work, so I'll be doing that in the future. I'm just trying to learn how to use it, and there we go. Here's another sheet cut out, and this is out of the 12 by 12 sheets. They actually are a nice size to work with, but you can see I'm going to be cutting one after the next now, just finishing these up. And there again, you can see the flow of all that smoke going out. It's pretty amazing. They did do a perfect job on the airflow on this unit, so that's really one of the main reasons you want to buy this unit, is just for safety. And I think there's a Black Friday sale coming up that I'll put some links to if I get them. And meanwhile, I've got this printer running over here trying to learn how to use it, and this thing is scary fast. Unbelievable how fast it prints. So hopefully I'll have, some videos about making upgrades in a while. And there's another one. Came out perfect. And then here's another sheet, the next one. And some of them did hang up a little bit on this sheet because of the different plywood. It seems like there's the glue or something that they used is not great for cutting with a laser. And there you see I got like that end one, some pieces hanging a little bit on there. And definitely you get some waste. I've got those scrap pieces I'll give to my granddaughter to paint, and a bunch of little pieces. And there I have 25 of them cut out, the 100 layers total. And they do go pretty quick. And you do have a lot of waste. This is where a camera would be nice if you want to go back and cut out things from the waste areas that are left. But I decided it's not worth it. I'll just throw those sheets in the fire, use them for fire starter. And here we go again. Now I'm going to finish up the rest of them. Painting, and each one I'm trying to do a little bit different colors to mix them up a little bit. And as I said before, these paint things work great. Now I'm putting them together with super glue. This is not the best adhesive to use, I found out, but it works and it glues them good. I wound up making a little fixture, a block of wood with two stainless steel pins pressed in there, a 6mm and an 8mm pin. I drilled holes, pressed them in, and I just figured I'd have something to bank the pieces up to align them as I'm putting them together. Because super glue, you only get one chance to put them together. They don't really move, even without the accelerator on wood. They just kind of lock together. So you have to make sure that you guide them together, and then some squeezes out. So you have to just kind of use like a pin like this so that it won't stick to it and it'll pull off in the end. I did learn that I should have been wearing rubber gloves when I did this, because a little bit does squeeze out around the edge. You can't help that when you're trying to put down a fine line of it. So you do get some on your fingers doing the alignment, but there it is. They come out beautiful. That's much easier than I was trying to place them without a fixture, and it just didn't work for me. So again, each one I'm trying on here to try to figure out how I'm going to do it before I start to glue up. And once I get it set up, same thing, I'm just going to put a fine line and glue around the outside. And then stick them together. I would like to get something that I could roll on that would be a very thin glue eventually. But for now, the super glue does work good. And this is a gel that I'm using. It's a little bit thicker. Yeah, you can see those pins just, it's such a simple thing, but it makes it easy to get everything aligned perfectly, which, it makes or breaks the end product. And again, here's a different shape and uses different locations on it. It hits, but, the two pins still work. There's always 2 points you can line up on. I just wanted to show you. Sometimes, a simple fixture like this could really make things come out better and go faster too. And then here's another shape. And again, I'm using 2 points to locate it. It had one, I had too small a hole in there to fit either of the pins. So I should have thought about that up front, enlarging the hole. But, basically I'm just going to register it in a known spot. I'll just pick that one little corner there where I can get it to hook in right there. And then just set the other part, guide it down in there in the same spot. So it didn't really take that long to get them all glued together. And, with the super glue, it's kind of an instant action. So there they are, all 25 of them. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them outside and put a couple coats of spray. You can see what I meant by super glue on my fingers. That I had to peel off over a day or two. But I'm going to take them all outside and put a coat of 2 coats of a matte finish clear Rust-Oleum on it, just to seal them up and give them a nice matte finish to them. And you can see we got a beautiful day that day, and really was nice out there, and the paint dried quick. So I did the front and back 2 coats, and had some of this string left over from another project, kind of like a silver or a gold threads inlaid with a thread in a piece of thread somehow, and I'm just going to use that to hang them from. Simple matter of just putting it through, tying a knot, and it sure looks a lot better than those little metal hangers that people use. So this will make them easy to hang and deal with. And there it is, first one done. 24 more to go. So there they are. That's all of them. Got them laid out. I'm just letting them do the final drying and stuff. And you can see they all came out beautiful. I really do like this S1 laser. It's for a diode laser. It's really nice and simple. Then on Amazon, I ordered some boxes. I got some of the cheapest boxes I could find that would fit this, and they come flat, and you just have to fold them up and bend them around like that, and they kind of snap together. And I thought this would, you always need a place to keep an ornament in, and it kind of makes it easier to give as a gift. I'm going to make some labels for them and stuff. And I'm just going to throw some tissue paper in there, crinkle it up so they don't bounce around too bad. And these boxes, I've sized them. They're 4x4 by 1s, so they'll fit any of the ornaments. And there it is, ready to go. So, just have to get the rest of them kind of boxed up. It does take a little while to fold these things up, though. Get them ready. That's, I just thought I'd share this with you, just show you how easy it is to make something like this, and they really came out beautiful, I think. I'm real happy with the end result. They do make great gifts. Everybody's getting a gnome this year. You can see I've got 9 different designs that I did buy, and I did resize them a little bit and make that extra outer layer, but that really didn't take much time. I just wanted to walk you through and just show you how easy it is to make gifts like this using a laser. And just about any laser would work for it, but I really like the S1.